on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for.
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes. Do you think that worked? I have my Phoenician drums.
Yeah, your Phoenician drums.
So thank you, Bella Rita. Hello, Loretta and Taryn Wetzel, Mama Papa Soul Wisdom. Warm welcome to everybody on this Trajectory Tuesday. Looking for growth-driven, heart-centered, integrous people committed to mastery to be hanging out with. And we're coming on location from the Phoenician in Scottsdale, Arizona. I'll go with a fun fact about that later. But Bella, as we explore the superpower of integrous influence, who's here?
Sean, we definitely have some heart-centered, growth-minded individuals for Perrin and Loretta's Know Your Numbers Heart of Influence. And first up from Minneapolis, Minnesota, 16 years in accounting at a $50 billion firm, 400,000 employees, working with mostly public companies, providing compliance and risk management services, helping business and individuals protect themselves and stabilize their services to deliver the highest level, giving them access to the best resources available. Let's welcome to the show, Godson Soa.
And it's pronounced Godson?
Oh, just unmute for us, Godson.
Yep, Godson.
Awesome. Super cool. Godson, appreciate that. Godson, Plato, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. So Godson and everybody, we kick this show, this game, the Heart of Influence, off with a fun fact. It's a headline. It's not a story. Bella's got the Chuck Barris Gong Show gong. For anybody who goes over a headline, it goes into a story. It's like gong, like Chuck Barris style. We did that in the opening where we have Chuck Barris like banging the gong, and we need to redo the entire intake thing at the beginning of this thing with you in it as well. And Chuck Barris, since you're in 1,500 episodes, it's only 4 years late.
It's only 4 years late.
Yeah. So God said, just a quick headline. It's like, hey, you know what? I've gone great white shark diving in South Africa. Hey, you know what? I've gone great white shark diving, but I'm more afraid of bees. Some fact, cool, fun, cool, whatever it is.
I went shark diving at the Phoenician, and I just caught you to do the show with me.
That's true. That is, it's a fun. It's funny. It's fun. It's adventurous. Can be any of those things. Something you're proud of. But Godson, please, what is your headline fun fact?
I would say so. I've been to the 5 of the 7 wonders of the world.
Oh, yes. I think you're here with 3 of those 7 wonders: Loretta, Perrin, and Bella. They're the world's 7 wonders.
Exactly. That makes it 10.
Godson, which 2 haven't you been to yet?
The pyramids in Gaza
Wow.
And the old one is the what do you call it? The Colosseums in Greece.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's rock and roll. Congratulations on that. I've been to a grand total of 0, besides hanging out with my parent and Bella. So thank you, Godson, for kicking us off with a beautiful headline. Everybody do like Godson and we're all good. Bella.
Next up, we have from Chicago, Illinois, a logistics broker in the industry for almost 13 years, moving products around the country for various companies, opened his own shop 5 years ago, pioneering personal service, consistency, dependability, and communication above and beyond others in the industry, highlights leaders of other companies, edifying others on the way that in a way that is unheard of in the space as well. Let's welcome to the show, Sean Clemson.
Sean, we appreciate coming in for sure, and please warm welcome your fun facts.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a cool travel one like Godson. So I'll go back to education. I graduated with my master's when I was 20, so that will be my fun fact.
Super impressive. So can I ask, like, how old were you when you graduated high school?
I was 17 when I graduated high school.
Dude, amazing.
Wow.
And you got an undergrad and master's all done between 17 and 20?
Yeah, about 2.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's incredible. So congratulations. That is
Thank you.
that's about as cool as it gets. So thank you for that, Sean. Warm welcome. Bella.
Next up, we have, let's see, we are going to, Chicago, Illinois, 20 plus years in public service, specializing in administration, policy, and community advocacy, executive roles in governments, parks, and education, overseeing operations, strategic planning, and financial services, committed to community growth, shaping policies that support economic development, education, and civic engagement. Let's welcome to the show, Joseph Bertrand.
Joseph, warm welcome to the Heart of Influence, Loretta and Perrin style. Please, your fun fact.
Well, let's see. Last summer, I visited 9 beaches in Greece, Italy, Turkey. I can't think of the other 5. All within 10 days.
Dude, that's amazing. And a corollary fun fact is that Bella calls me a turkey. That's the only turkey I know. And thank you for that. Where are we going?
Welcome to the show, Joseph. And next up, just making sure nobody else joined us. Okay, next up. Hold on. There we go. We're going Clifton. From Matin, Illinois, a real estate investor and sole proprietor, small business advisor for small business development corporations, a mentor and business advisor through a program at the local university as well. Let's welcome to the show, Clifton Moore.
So my fun fact is I'll go back to traveling. In 2023, I got to visit 5 countries in Africa and walk with the lions in Zimbabwe. Was my favorite part.
Look, that's super amazing.
Mhm.
Holy travelers.
Yeah.
Showing up. Yeah, I am inspired. Yes. These are madcap travelers.
Madcap travelers.
Let's go walk with lions in Zimbabwe.
That's good. That's a good time. Let's go do that tomorrow.
Let's go. I like that.
Yes.
Let's hit it.
Here's that you're supposed to be meeting with Tony Robbins tomorrow. Tell him we're going to hang out with lions.
Yeah.
and stuff.
I think he might be a Venetian just a little bit. Don't tell him about that. So let's go.
Let's go. All right. Of course, this is all possible with the one and only from Chicago, Illinois, a prominent accountant, entrepreneur specializing in real estate accounting and investing, president of PG Wetzel and Associates with offices in Downers Grove and Evelyn Park, Illinois, a BA from Lutheran College in Decorah, working in the accounting world for the IRS for 43 years, celebrating 50 years total in business. He started when he was 5. Let's welcome to his show, Mr. Perrin Wetzel.
Mr. Perrin Wetzel, warm welcome to your Heart of Influence on this Trajectory Tuesday. Yes. And Perrin, please, your fun fact.
My fun fact, out of 340 million people, only one person has ever led an audit of CPAs to audit JP Morgan, Chase Bank, without having a advanced degree or a CPA in accounting.
That is amazing, dude. Congratulations on that.
So, and that was me.
That is
So,
you're 1 in 340 million. Is that what we're hearing?
right. Yes, I'm the only person in the United States who
Let's
have
go.
never, JP Morgan had the $2 trillion balance sheet.
Yeah, and Perrin, they could choose anybody at 340 million. I like knowing your numbers. You see how I did that?
Yeah, I see how you did
See,
that.
I did that.
Yeah.
If Perrin's knowing his numbers, that's outstanding. And is that everybody okay here? They're freaking out that we're being loud at the Phoenician.
No, they just wanted to offer us a drink.
Okay.
I was gonna get
Don't
you
start
I
drinking.
was gonna get you a shot of tequila, but I
Don't
thought
start
I'd wait
drinking.
till after the show.
Don't start drinking.
Yes.
We're in the Daniel fast. There'll be no drinking here.
No
We're not
drinking.
here. So, Perrin, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. And then am I introducing Mama Soul because she's gonna be here? She's not gonna be here today.
She would be here. She was at the doctor, and
Oh, no.
she's at the doctor and was running late. So she said she should be here shortly. So we're looking
All
for
right,
her.
well, I'll give her a quick introduction for when she does get here. Motivational speaker, prominent family, relationship, and entrepreneur expert, empowers individuals to move forward towards their financial freedom through business ownership. 40 plus years of work experience in various business structures, including nonprofit, for-profit, and entrepreneurship. An MBA degree from the University of Illinois, and highlighted on a 40-foot billboard in Times Square for 30 days in 2022. That is our one and only Mama Soul, Loretta Wetzel. And Mama Soul's fun fact would be that her and Perrin are going to be the first African-American couple to orbit space.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Did I get that? Did I nail that fun fact there, Perrin?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Yes. And I'll share another fun fact about Loretta is Loretta and I may or may not have made out with the same stingray in Grand Cayman Islands. That's another fun fact.
That is a super cool fun fact. That is a super cool fun fact. So let me introduce this woman who's given the fun facts and makes out with stingrays with Loretta. She began her career in influence as an 8-year-old selling crafts on her parents' front lawn. By the age of 19, put 3 words together that don't typically go together, except in her case, teenager, network marketing, and 7 figures. Yeah, $1 million a year. 24, 25, and 26 years old. She was three-peating like Jordan, not like Patrick Mahomes, but like Jordan, but not in hoops either in business brokerage. She was Nevada's #1 business broker, male-dominated industry, first woman ever to do it, let alone do it 3 straight years. Youngest person, male or female, ever do it as well. That's you. She's an entrepreneur that's trained Fortune 500 companies as well as entrepreneurs. Every sales team she worked with doubled their sales in 2019. Skier, surfer, scuba diver, adventurer. Today I'm feeling like it's me, the blind guy, not YouTube. It varies. Maybe by next hour, we'll see what that's looking like.
We'll see how the next minute goes.
We'll see what the next minute goes. Yep. She's also a philanthropist that's raised more than $10 million with the Unblinded team. 2-time about to 3-time published author in 2023. Publicly battled and defeated cancer. That bird's excited about you.
That
bird's all fired up and excited about you. And this incredible woman has been in 1,500 episodes of this show. So let's welcome to Loretta and Perrin's Heart of Influence, the woman that put the heart in it, Bella Burrito. Miss Bella Burrito, please. Your fun fact.
Since it's a travel day of fun facts, I'm going to go with the fun fact of I once took a helicopter to a small island called Little Cayman to go scuba diving for a day. And that might have been with a blind guy. That is my fun fact for today, Sean Callaghan.
That's true.
That is true.
You did.
I did.
Rock and roll. We saw a lot of cool stuff.
We did.
Sharks, everything.
Yes.
Yes.
And you made it back.
I did.
You
made it back.
And I made it back.
Okay. So thank you for that, Bella Rita, and let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll. And I'll introduce my co-host, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys. So in 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. In fact, the state of New Jersey actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around speaking on Fortune 50 companies or Fortune 500 companies, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome to the show my co-host, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Bella, thank you. Loretta Perrin, everybody, appreciate you for being here today. Warm welcome. And my fun fact for today is sitting on this very patio 14 years ago this April, I met with a man who saw no future, and this is publicly stated in court, so I feel comfortable saying it, and had considered taking his own life with jumper cables, hanging himself on the swing set of his home. After he walked in and his company was missing, a $50 million company, 5-0, had disappeared. And it began a 6-year odyssey of getting him compensated for what had transpired and occurred. We went to trial against some of the top attorneys in the country. We went up against the Inspector General of the state of Arizona, its highest ranking law enforcement official, who was a part of a cover-up of fraud because our client was really a whistleblower. And at the end of the day, they offered us $0 going into trial, $0. And we received 8 figures, that's $10 million plus in compensatory damages, 16 million more, 8 figures of punitive for a $27 million jury verdict, the largest jury verdict in Arizona for about an 8-year period. And that happened starting on the steps of this place when I was completely disinterested in taking any case out of state, and would lead me to now have slept in the state of Arizona more than 300 nights in my life. 300 nights in my life I slept in Arizona.
That's crazy.
So that is my fun fact for today.
That is a super fun fact,
Yeah.
and has a lot to do with why we're sitting here today.
Amen.
Yes.
So thank you for that. So let's go do the things. Who's going first, Bella?
Let's go do the things. We're gonna kick it off with Godson.
Godson. Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be, Godson. She could be an ideal client. She could be a charitable fundraising partner. She could be somebody famous like Warren Buffett or Oprah Winfrey, anybody, Godson, that you want her to be, because it's all about going from hello to yes. We're like pitching, hooking, closing, yuck. But what does it look like when heart-centered, integrous people have yeses to drive forward that should happen? And we got to get through all the noise and the craziness, much like I had to do, Bella, in getting to those top jury verdicts, right? So Godson, who would you like Bella to be? It doesn't have to be a sale. It doesn't have to be a final yes. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation. So Godson, who is Bella going to be?
She can be a client I'm trying to provide services to, professional service.
Yeah, cool. And what's her problem? So what type of problems do you
What's
solve?
the problem? I guess she's a client who is trying to transform her business. Let's say it's a startup that just needs to grow.
Bella,
Okay.
go transform a business.
I'm a transformer business. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Parents said that you were going to give me a call. I only had a couple of minutes today, but I wanted to hear, I'm trying to transform my business. He said you were the person to talk to. And so I wanted to hear what you had to say.
Yeah. So Bella, I'm always when I'm talking to new folks that I'm just meeting, I'm really curious about getting to know who they are, right? So let's put everything aside in terms of your business, but I just want to get to know you. So maybe tell me just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm originally from Texas, and I've moved all over, but I am settled right now in Denver, Colorado. I just opened a faith-based co-working space, and we're looking to franchise and grow the company.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And how long have you had this company, this faith-based company?
Well, this one I've had for about a year, but it's a subsidiary of another company that I've had for, say, 6 years.
And I'm just curious, what was the motivation or inspiration to start this business, and why faith-based?
Faith-based, well, I just became a ordained pastor, and always wanted to do something in the space of faith. And so it just kind of was like a God mission.
That's pretty cool. Funny, I actually also grew up in a church as a young. My parents were Christians, and I grew up in that faith as well. So that has been a very important part of my life. So it's pretty cool to see somebody following through with their faith and actually trying to do something meaningful with it. Okay, so then maybe tell me more about the this. I think you said it's a co-space sharing.
Co-working space. But I only have
Co-working.
like 30 seconds and I don't know anything about what you do or how you're going to help me.
Yeah, no, and that answer will come very quickly. But I just wanted to, I guess, if there was one thing you met a complete stranger, and that stranger could help you with something that was keeping you up at night, what would be the most important thing to you today?
I met a stranger. I guess like the biggest
And you
question was
believe they
what?
could help you with something, what would be one thing you could ask them?
Yeah,
An
probably the
angel
next
from God.
franchising, maybe.
Repeat that again?
Maybe the next step in franchising.
In franchising. Okay. All right. Yeah. And I know you don't have much time, but maybe if I can promise you that the next time we can connect again, and hopefully you'll be open to another meeting, I could help you think through some ideas about advertising, or maybe connect you with the right folks. Is that something you would object to?
No, definitely not.
All right.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a yes to me. Thank you.
Yes. Great job, Godson. We'll get to the feedbackers in a moment, please.
Next up, parent has volunteered Sean, so we got Sean jumping into the participant seat.
Sean, who would you like Bella to be, please, that you're going from ODS with?
Yeah, we recently brought on a large food supplier, so that's specific to our industry, but I would just say some type of business like that, large, I would say like 10 to 20 million kind of size, because that's kind of the next avenue we're trying to chase down.
It's a food supplier?
Correct.
It's got to be pizza. Let's go.
Gotta be pizza.
Everything that goes into making a pizza, right?
Yes. Hello, this is Bella.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
So reason for reaching out is we came across your company and we wanted to introduce ourselves. We recently onboarded a company within your industry. We'll just call them ABC Company. And we ended up doing a 6-month RFP with them. They chose us as the only company to bring on because of our attention to detail and customer service. And given how small of an industry this is, we thought it makes sense to reach out and again, just introduce ourselves, see if you guys are currently looking for any new suppliers, what pain points you're having, and if there's anything that we could possibly do to address those in your next RFP.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I heard a lot about you guys, and you know, I heard that you do some, you know, you do really great work, and we've been a supplier of pizzas and all the things that goes into that. And you know, so just like, what is your experience with our particular type of business, and how do you think you could possibly help us?
So first off, I'm born and raised in Chicago, so pizza's right up my alley. So we're at a good start there. Like I said, we just brought on this account and we're growing faster than they had anticipated with us. So what that's allowing us to do is make a lot of connections within the industry. So there's a chance that not only will there be overlap with suppliers that you potentially work with, but also we work with companies that are then on the grocery side. So we can then make connections that possibly can be a feeder for your company and make those introductions where they might want to be purchasing cheese or sauce or bread, whatever the case is for your pizza. So what we like to do is try and really build a community and network and make those connections so that the companies that we represent, we're basically an extension of them.
Okay. That sounds amazing. It sounds like I'm getting more than just, you know, one service. Thank you for even, you know, the consideration. And I got to run right now, but I definitely would like to have a little bit longer of a conversation and see how we might be able to work together.
Wonderful. Thanks for your time, Bella. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Godson. And this is the time in the show that we get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, we're going to give 30 seconds of feedback to Godson and Sean, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve. And then what's that next step? Is that next step you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have a longer conversation with Godson or Sean? I don't think anybody's going to need a root canal today. Maybe that longer meeting is a little mocha chocolate at Starbucks for a little bit longer of a meeting. But if that's not enough time, maybe it's dinner with steak and seafood tower, dessert at like Capitol Grill in a private room. And if that's still not enough time, then you'd be willing to rent a private jet, of course, pick up Perrin because he did invite you here, and fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting possible with Godson or Sean. So let's kick it off with Joseph. Joseph, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Godson, please?
I believe that Godson was on his way to closing. He gathered enough information so that he could close the deal. I think that he might needed to use the more time. He needed more time to get to yes. I think his time had run out on him, but I think that he was on his way.
Awesome. And so what would be the next step with Godson?
Make another phone call. Get a time
What
date.
would be your next step? Would you like to have coffee, dinner? Like, what would be your next step?
We would be meeting, and it would be at your leisure and as soon as possible.
Okay.
Coffee, dinner, breakfast, probably breakfast because I probably am talking to you late in the afternoon, and I would probably want to meet with you first thing in the morning. Not just coffee, but breakfast so that you would be fed.
Perfect. Thank you for that, feeding and breakfast. And Joseph, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sean, please?
I think Sean already got you to say yes, pretty much.
No, your 30 seconds of feedback for Sean.
Oh, Sean. I think Sean gave you enough information about what he does, and I think that you gave him a yes at this point. So it would probably be let's meet. It will be face to face, and try to gather more data so that I can.
Beautiful. It's another face-to-face meeting with Sean, maybe over a nice steak and seafood tower. Thank you, Joseph. And let's go Clifton. Clifton, how about your 30 seconds of feedback? And we'll start with Sean.
Sean, I believe you did a really good job of explaining all your services and what you can do for the customer. And honestly, I mean, yeah, you had a ready to buy. I would just hop on the before she gets off. Hey, let's schedule that date. What date and time should we do a follow up? I mean, that's pretty much it. But it sounds like you had your pitch pretty much put together.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Clifton. And Clifton, how about what would be the next steps with Sean?
Oh, just scheduling a follow up meeting.
Schedule follow-up meeting. Awesome. And let's go get your 30 seconds of feedback for Godson.
Yeah, Godson, I think you did a really good job also. And I really like how you made it about the client. Because you can talk anyone can talk all day about themselves, but you ask, what are their needs? How can I help you? And that's going to build a longer lasting relationship than being transactional. Instead of what can I sell you? What can I do for you?
Yeah. And what's the next step for Godson?
Same thing as Sean, just following up. Hey, before we get off, let's schedule this follow-up meeting. If you're not ready on this date, I'm sure we'll reach out in another month or 2 weeks, whatever it is.
Okay, awesome. And then let's go Perrin. Perrin, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Godson?
Godson, I love the way in which he built rapport with you, as asking questions about you as opposed to focusing on a product or something he was selling. Because when they focus on building rapport, you have the opportunity to tailor your conversation based upon what he discovered from you as an individual. So that was.
What would be the next steps?
Next step would I would go out to the Capitol Grill.
All right, little Capitol Grill. And how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Sean?
Sean, he did a great job of being certain, and the certainty stood out tremendously. He knew exactly what he was doing, and that he had that confidence. And when you're in that type of industry, that's the type of confidence that people are looking for in a carrier and logistics, that they know what they're doing. So, that was definitely what stood out in regard to him.
Got it. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Perrin. And Perrin, as you know, this is the time in the show that we get to put Sean on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about, because you get to choose what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can choose anything about my, you can choose one of my scenarios. You can change anything about my scenarios, or you can choose something all on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today?
Yes, Bella.
Okay. So let's start. Well, we'll do a couple of reverse role plays. So I know there's a lot of emerging tech startups there in Chicago, and maybe some of them are looking for an accountant. So let's go with option number one. Sean could do a reverse role play of Godson, going from hello to yes with the company Cameo, who connects fans with personalized video messages with celebrities, offering a unique platform to personalize content. So Sean would play Godson, going from hello to yes with the CEO of that company to get a meeting. So that would be option number one. And then option number two is I was reading Greco and Sons is the top distributor of authentic Italian food products there in Chicago, supplying all the ingredients to make pizza. So option number two is Sean would role play Sean, going from hello to yes with the CEO of Greco and Sons. So, Perrin, either one of those tickle your fancy, or do you have something much harder you'd like to see Sean do?
No, I would go with the Godson, number one.
All right. So, Sean, you're gonna play Godson, going from hello to yes with the CEO of Cameo to get a meeting for the accounting services.
For their accounting services.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct, Godson, right?
Yeah. So what? I'm the client, just to clarify.
No, I'm going to be you. Yeah, and you're going to be a potential client. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. So, and we'll call Mr. Jones, who will be your point of contact Cameo. Hi, is Mr. Jones available?
Yes, this is Mr. Jones. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Jones. Yeah. Hey, how are you? This is Godson. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. It's still a good time for you.
Yep, I still have time.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. And so Godson, I'm sorry, Mr. Jones, I know how busy you are. I know people are talking to Cameo all the time about a whole bunch of things. Can I ask you what prompted you to accept this conversation with me in the first place? I'm very grateful for it, but what was the why behind it for you?
Yeah, we are desperately in need of accounting services. We did have a couple of people that came in to help, but that failed terribly, and there's a lack of trust in finding the right type of partnership to help with accounting. So we need somebody we can trust.
Yeah, got it. And we say trust. What have been the challenges that you're having? I'm hearing some overwhelm, I think, but what else is I'm not just hearing overwhelm, I'm hearing trust. What have been these challenges and that you've seen in the past?
Yeah, clearly they were not aligned with our vision as a company. The quality of their deliverables were inconsistent, and at the end of the day, they cost us more money. So the investment wasn't worth it.
Well, understood. Well, appreciate that. I'm very sorry for that experience. And in the ideal world, what would you have in your accounting partner? So the person who's going to do this work for you, what would you, if you had like 3 words that come to mind that you'd receive by being in a relationship with them, what would be those most desired feelings, thoughts, concepts that you'd be receiving?
Yeah, I'll say the 3 words would be reliable, consistent, and transparent.
Awesome. Well, so from that place of reliable, consistent, and transparent, can I share a couple things that may or may not resonate with you?
By all means, yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jones, I know only about a minute to go, but what I would offer and propose to you is a 30-minute follow-up meeting. And I propose that you let us take a look at your current financial statements. We would spend 5 hours complimentary reviewing all this work for you, and spend another 2 hours proposing to you some incredible solutions that wouldn't simply be about bookkeeping, because of course you could hire somebody overseas to do bookkeeping, but instead how you can create true optimization of tax strategy, financial investment considerations, and in 7 hours, I believe, complimentary, that we provide at least $1 million of value to a company the size of Cameo. And from there, at this meeting, we propose what it might look like to work further. But all we'd ask for is a 30-minute follow-up meeting to set up the 7 hours of services for you, then a follow-up meeting from that, where we would provide on our dime, this advice that we're proposing would be worth $1 million to Cameo. So you guys have no financial investment. We're happy to sign NDAs. We want to provide and show value to you. So how would it resonate with you or not, Mr. Jones, to have that 30-minute follow-up conversation so we can show you valuable that will be reliable, consistent, and most importantly, transparent all the way through. Please, Mr. Jones.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic, Godson, and I appreciate that upfront investment. Maybe a precursor to that, if you had any referrals or other firms that you've worked with that could sort of give us a little bit of reference check about your work, your proven work, before we get into this initial investment, so we make good use of our time together once we schedule that.
You absolutely have 3 references from similarly sized companies. We'll get that over to you right away. And shall I set up the follow-up meeting with your assistant, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. I would appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
All right. Thanks, Godson.
Okay. Out of role, Godson. How'd I do as Godson? Having a conversation about Godson's magic.
My feedback?
Yeah. How'd I do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, Sean, I think that was great. You clearly understood that I had some broken trust issues. And so you did that. The right move was to provide some assurances by investing, putting your skin in the game with the 7-hour investment and making all that upfront. So that immediately brought down my concerns, the lack of trust. You took down that wall, which gave me an open mind to then want to engage further. So I think that was very constructive. Good approach.
Well, Godson, thank you for that. Thank you for being here today. And how was your time on Loretta and Perrin's Heart of Influence today, Godson?
It's been fantastic. I adore Loretta and Perrin, so this is a great experience and really appreciate it, the opportunity to be part of it.
Well, thank you, Godson.
We did have Mama Soul just join. Oh, sorry. What's up, Perrin?
No, I said Mama Soul just showed up.
He did.
Is in the building. Welcome, warm welcome, Mama Soul. And Sean, how was your time with us today on Heart of Influence? Thank you so much for jumping into the participant seat. Never an easy place to be. Did a beautiful job, and it was unexpected. So how was your time with us today?
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me. No, it was very insightful. It was a cool, different kind of concept. So it was fun to jump into that without any pressure and just kind of be able to throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks, and get some other perspectives. So it was always good.
Awesome. All right. And thank you for that, Sean. I'll read.
Let's go, Joseph, who kicked us off into the judge's seat. Great job. Thank you for being here. And Joseph, how was your time with us on Perrin and Loretta's Heart of Influence?
This has been a great experience. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I'm grateful that I said yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Joseph. Appreciate you. Hello.
And let's go, Clifton. Clifton, thank you for being here. And how was your time with us on the Heart of Influence?
I enjoyed it, and I definitely took the value away and picked up a few things from you guys just talking through it on how I could work on my personal elevator pitch. But yeah, I'm glad I took the time. Actually had a appointment scheduled, and Perrin was like, "Yeah, it'll be worth your time." Yeah, it definitely was.
That's awesome.
Clifton, thank you. Warm, great job. And Loretta and Perrin, your final on today's Heart of Influence, please.
Loretta, would you like to go first since we haven't heard from you?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much. I am sure it was a phenomenal show. I'm just looking at the faces here and I'm like, okay, this is what it's all about in terms of business leaders out there doing their thing. I was in a conversation as well with an orthopedic surgeon. So I'm sorry I was not able to be here for the entire session. But thank you, as always, to our co-hosts, Sean and Bella, to Perrin, and to our guests, because we all rise together as business leaders. So thank you so much.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Mr. Perrin Wetzel, your final.
My final is I'd like to acknowledge you, Sean, and Bella, for taking your time out there in Arizona. That you had other commitments and you took the time to be on this show and co-host our show with us, as well as our guests, and to bringing people together so that we can all grow together. And I think that it's going to be something we can start developing relationships.
Amen. Tony, Just hold on a minute, Tony. I'm with Loretta and Perrin. Tony, just give us a minute. We'll help you out in a minute. Thank you. So yes.
Yes.
And Bella Rita, we've got a couple of gifts for everybody here. We have our group influence book, which is the book on group influence in the world. It is the only attainable superpower. Think George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Oprah Winfrey, Martin Luther King, the profound differences that humans make in the history of the world, and of course in business. Bill Gates causing yes with IBM, the dude in the garage, and all people buying computers in the US, and on and on. Influence creates everything, and that book will be the textbook. If it existed, I would have read it, not wrote it, but it didn't. So there you go. And also we have a business acceleration session for you fine folks, and with the greatest respect in the entire world imaginable, nothing like it. No place, no way, no how. How do I know? To spend millions and millions of dollars on my own personal development acceleration. And I know that there's nothing like it, because if there was, I wouldn't have built them blinded. I would have just used what was out there. So we appreciate you. Those gifts are there for you because of Loretta and Perrin. And Belle, your final.
My final is I came on the show about 4.5 years ago, and I thought I knew everything there was to know about sales and influence. And I quickly learned that there is definitely a difference between sales and influence, especially influence of people with influence. So definitely check out those gifts, because Perrin and Loretta, they brought you here because there's a reason for you guys to meet. There's a reason for you guys to connect. So definitely do that and have that business acceleration, because it only makes sense. And Sean, back to you.
Amen. Tomorrow, I'll be with Tony Robbins and 25 people that are all paying $250,000 a year to be in that room. We bring you that value back in your business acceleration sessions, that I'm spending $250,000 to be in a room for 3 days. So love and appreciate all y'all, and we'll see you soon. Go get it, because I end every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain that at some level, with all the acceleration sitting right here in front of us, Bella Rita, all of it, at some level, we are all blind.
And just learning to see.
Just learning to see.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, Loretta. Thank you, Perrin. Be well.
Thank you.